Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well today. This is such an interesting topic and I'd love to hear your comments. In massive news, cfx, the owners of the FiveM mod and the RedM mod, were acquired by Rockstar Games. I've seen nothing but positivity about this, but I want to take a more balanced approach and look at this, because it's not all good, although I think there is some good. For starters, I think it's awesome that the modding and RP community is getting some recognition from Rockstar. That's really cool. The developers and staff for FiveM and RedM are brilliant, so I hope they made a few bucks in this acquisition. However, it's more than likely that within this acquisition they got to keep their jobs. We know at least some of the staff kept their jobs, if not all of them, although we're not sure if there was any financial aspect to it. I think there could be a lot of enhancements to the RP experience and the servers with access to various Rockstar tools, so maybe that will happen. And perhaps in a very limited capacity, some RP servers could come to console. The idea of custom servers on console is not unprecedented, although I'm sure there's a lot of technical challenges. Let's talk about the bad, which could be a whole lot more impacting than the good. If you followed Rockstar vs. FiveM over the last 8 or so years, you know this is not good. This is simply avoiding litigation through acquisition. So FiveM started rolling in 2014. Back in 2015, Rockstar started banning players that were associated with the FiveM multiplayer service, calling the FiveM project an unauthorized multiplayer service that contains code designed to facilitate piracy. Their policy in such violations of their TOS is clear, and the individuals had their accounts suspended. So these guys got their accounts suspended, and if they're the same people, are now getting jobs with Rockstar. That was in August in 2015. In November 2015, it gets even crazier. Two private investigators, two Pinkertons, show up at the door of one of the FiveM developers. The private investigators handed him a phone, and someone from Take-Two was on the line. The representative from Take-Two said they did not want to get lawyers involved. They have tested their legal standing and felt quite certain about the fact that they have a very good case, and that the only acceptable solution for them is for him to cease his activity. There was some legal analysis done on this in 2015, and it looks like Rockstar definitely had a case in a number of different areas. Not saying I morally agree with them, but morality and legality sometimes don't intersect, unfortunately. Now, that was just one person's analysis, Law of the Game blogger and attorney Mark Mathentis. Nothing additionally comes of this, but FiveM continues to grow, and Rockstar updates its modding policy in 2017. However, Take-Two continues to go after modders. Even in their updated modding statement, it essentially says, hey, we don't have to follow this if we don't want to. This statement essentially saying, hey, we love single-player mods, but don't do anything with multiplayer. Even as recently as last year, Take-Two went after a modder who was creating a VR mod for GTA. That would be pretty cool, right? Well, he got vague direction to remove his copyrighted material, even though he wasn't clear on what material was copyrighted. So it's very clear that Rockstar and Take-Two will go after anyone that impacts their interests. Back in November of last year, Rockstar suspiciously put out a statement around our role-playing servers allowed on their support documents. This was interesting because they were silent about this for years. One has to think that the talks of this acquisition were already in start at this point, and this was part of it. There is some pretty impacting language here that would impact a lot of server owners and developers. The biggest in my mind is commercial exploitation. Now currently, RedM and FiveM are free to play. Anyone can jump in and play. Some may have whitelisting, you might have to wait a bit, you might not get approved, some might not. And every server has operating costs, some of them significant. And I know a lot of the larger servers have the ability to become a member or something like that and then get quicker access if there's queues. Or maybe you get a special item or something. I do know a GTA RP server was trying to do a battle pass like thing and that got shut down. Hopefully Rockstar does have a practical solution where server owners can still make money because there are costs associated with that, but not fall under their policies as commercial exploitation. Other pieces that are a little concerning are around new games, stories, missions, or maps. I don't know about you, but some of my favorite parts of RedM are new missions, stories, and maps. And then we have the statement from Rockstar yesterday. The statement itself seems pretty innocent, you know? Welcome cfx to Rockstar. Over the last few years, we've watched the creative community grow with RP, and we've updated our policies on mods to support this amazing roleplay community. Now, by partnering with cfx, they're going to find new ways to support this incredible community and improve the services that are provided to developers and players, and they're looking forward to sharing more in weeks and months ahead. So we talked about the good, we talked about some history, let's talk about why I think this is actually really bad. They likely will find a way to take your money in FiveM or RedM. I would guess they would go with the subscription model, like X amount a month for access to the RP servers. They will undoubtedly find a way to monetize the RP experience that is not simply you just buying a copy of the game. This is bad, obviously, for the players that want to play the game, but also for the developers and server owners. Folks are less likely to pay for a subscription as well as support the servers that they like. I think another thing that's going to suck is heavier enforcement of broader Rockstar policies. If you're playing on a multiplayer server, also the server's housed somewhere and someone's paying for that, but you're playing with a Rockstar multiplayer mod now. The enforcement of those policies will likely be broad and likely be coming soon. I don't know, what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. It's also setting up for the heavy monetization of GTA 6 RP. I mean, I wouldn't put it past them to start implementing shark cards in GTA RP or RedM. I think overall in the next few years, RP is going to look a lot different. There are just too many people out there playing some form of GTA that Rockstar and Take-Two want to make a pile of money from, and y'all know that. And RedM is starting to get pretty big too. This really just seems like a way to avoid litigation through acquisition and avoid the negative pushback. That said, the developers and owners might get access to better tools and might be able to create a better experience, so there might be that bit of a trade-off. But make no mistake, Rockstar is not doing this because they care about the RP community. They are doing it because they want to capitalize and make piles of money from it. And based on the recent history, the players are not the ones that will benefit, that's for sure. We're gonna have to wait and see what happens, and I'll make sure to keep you updated if there's anything interesting. Well, that's about all the time we have for today. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video or live stream.